All right, so this is gonna be sort of a basic bitch type video. It's just me rambling about the Switch and the Steam Deck. Now, this is not going to be the Steam Deck completely owns a Nintendo Switch because, duh, we're talking about a portable PS4 versus what's arguably an NVIDIA tablet, I think. I don't know the technology that's used in either of these. I've basically been told this is an NVIDIA tablet or something, and this is like a portable PS4, which is not far off. There are pros and cons to both. I have owned this Switch since launch year 2017, and I've owned the Steam Deck since December of 2023. I figured I would talk about it because I've been playing this a lot more than I've been playing this. However, when I play this, it's usually always connected to the charger. There's a reason for that because the battery life on this is abysmal. Now, it's abysmal depending on what kind of games you play. Everyone's like, oh, well, you can play, all the most modern games on the Steam Deck. Like, you could play the entire Arkham series at max settings if you wanted to. Every single one of them works beautifully on it. You can play Brutal Legend, Devil May Cry 5. I have Devil May Cry 5 installed. I swore I did. Anyway, you can play Devil May Cry 5 on here, Dragon Ball Fighters, the Far Cry games, just a lot of games. And they run pretty good at, maximum settings. The caveat is the higher the settings you run them at, the your battery life is going to shit out on you. Like, you can check your battery health like this. Let's see. Yeah, it's at 99%. It gives you projected charge time. And when you pull this off, it tells you how many hours you can potentially get out of the, it should show up. It's calculating the battery life right now, I think. Anyway, the point is here it'll show you just how many hours. Yeah, there we go. It'll show you just how many hours. Now, I'm not running anything on the Steam Deck, so if I were to just leave it like this, it would take 11 hours for the battery, 10 hours for the battery to fully drain. But the second you start playing games is the second that the battery life starts going. Now, it's a variable. See, the thing about the Steam Deck is you can tinker with it. So let's say a game doesn't run that good out the gate. Well, you can tweak it. But on the Nintendo Switch, if you buy a game and it runs like shit, you better pray the developers patch it eventually. Otherwise, you're SOL. And that's a terrible thing. A thing about the Steam Deck that I excited me was I got to play a lot of fan games and a lot of mods, like the PC port of Ocarina of Time, the PC ports of Jak and Daxter, the new PC port of Majora's Mask, Brutal Doom, Sonic fan games like Sonic and the Fallen Star. The one that really got me was Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit and Project 06. Really good games. They run amazingly on here. The Wolverine game. I think this is one of the best Wolverine games ever made. Some people disagree with me, but I think it's awesome. It's an underrated gem, I think. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, but I have a lot of fun playing it. And of course, Shattered Dimensions, which I also own on Steam, but it does not run good on Steam Deck. Like, don't think that you're going to get Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions running the Steam version anyway. I had to get the Windows version and, patch it a little bit and tweak it. So that's the cool thing about the Steam Deck is you can do all that. The battery life is also, yeah, I think I mentioned the battery life, but this is my favorite thing about the deck. My favorite thing about the deck is the emulation capabilities. Now, I can emulate pretty much any console generation up to and including certain PS3 titles and certain Xbox 360 titles. I've only tested Sonic Unleashed and Sonic 06 on the Xbox 360 emulation, and they both ran terribly. However, Xbox Live games like Banjo-Kazooie, Alien Hominid, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Marvel vs. Capcom, games like that, they ran fine just out the gate. I got arcade games and some PS3 games. Now, the only PS3 games I've tried on here are Bleach Soul Resurrection, Dragon's Crown, and Dragon Ball Burst Limit. Burst Limit runs just as shitty as it did on the PS3, so pretty good on the Steam Deck. Dragon's Crown runs excellently. I mean, you could get it on here, or you could just get it on a PS Vita. If you don't have a PS Vita, you could just use this, I guess. It runs fine. I played Dragon's Crown from start to finish on here. Probably going to delete it soon. It's hogging up a lot of space. This Bleach game is one of my personal favorites. I play the hell out of it a lot, so Yeah, I was pleased to find out that this one runs good. I got a bunch of PS2 games on here, and they all run butter smooth. And I also added cheats like widescreen patches for them to run even better than on a PS2. So that's cool. You know, I got PlayStation games. Of course, I got a lot of Sonic games, Sega Saturn games. I got like almost the entire Sega Genesis library, the entire, almost the entire Dreamcast library that I care about. This is the coolest thing about the Steam Deck to me. It renders Nintendo Switch Online completely pointless. The only reason I'm paying for it is because I'm sharing it with my brothers and some friends and family who also play on the Switch, and they don't want to bite the bullet on a Steam Deck, which that's fine. Now I've been gushing about the Steam Deck, but now it's time to gush about the Switch. This thing has been old reliable since 2017. It's one of my favorite systems. It's got all my favorite games on it. Like of course, mostly Sonic games, but it's got Xenoblade Chronicles. You can emulate Switch games on here. I should probably oh yeah, this is something Nintendo needs to give us. Put the HD versions of these two games on the Switch. Please, I need them. Although I can play them on my Steam Deck just fine. But you can emulate some Switch games on here. Now, it's a toss-up whether the Switch games will run good or not. Like Mario Wonder does not run as good as it would on a Nintendo Switch. I'm sure that there's some tweaking I can do, but out the box, it doesn't run that good. But it's nice to be able to play these games on a singular system than having to carry a Switch and a Steam Deck. However, the Switch just has, first of all, it kicks the Steam Deck's ass when it comes to battery life. Depending on the game you're playing, but most of the games that I play, I'm able to get a good 7 to 8 hours of playtime on here. The Steam Deck, if I'm lucky, I get 4 to 5 hours. Now, some would say, well, who could sit and play on a Steam Deck for 4 to 5 hours or whatever? It's like, yeah, you got a point. Like, typically when I'm in the car, I don't really be playing my consoles all the entire time. However, sometimes I get really deep into a game and I want to also simultaneously hang out with my bros or my friends or whatever. It's just one of those things, bro. It is one of those things. The Switch has all the Sonic games and the battery life, of course. It's a dedicated game console. What do you want, man? I like it. I think it's good. I don't have much to say about the Switch because everyone has one at this point. You know how good the Switch is. But everyone uses the Steam Deck to crap on the Switch, but they both have advantages and disadvantages. Namely, the Switch, look at how small that is compared to the Steam Deck. Now, it's still large. I got some pretty big hands, but this Switch is still pretty large. You cannot fit this in your pocket. The Steam Deck, good luck trying to fit this beast anywhere. Look at how thick that thing is. It's ridiculous, right? It's very, very ridiculous. This is a portable console, but you might as well, you got to get the carrying case and all the extra wazoo. And then some people play this docked, which this will be a good console replacement, I think. I don't know. It really all depends. Yeah. Whether I recommend it or not is irrelevant. The point is, Nintendo exclusives run way better. Like the Xenoblade games run way better on the Switch than they do on the Steam Deck. Everyone talks about, oh, well, you can just emulate Switch games on the Steam Deck. Yes, you can. But understand that you're not going to get the best possible performance you can get. Some people like to upscale their games or whatever. Oh, Zelda only runs at 30 frames per second, but with emulation, you can bump it to 60. You got a point. But I guess we'll see what happens when the Switch 2 comes out. I don't even know what the point of this video was, man. I gushed about the Steam Deck all that time. I have a clear favorite, but I still play the Nintendo Switch for my Zeldas, for my Sonics. I can just play them out the box with no problems. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah. Disclosure, I haven't touched my Switch in a while. The last game I played was actually Sonic Origins, not Skyward Sword. Although I do need to replay Skyward Sword. I really love that game. Especially the HD version. It's way better than the Wii game. But yeah, I don't know what the point of this video was, other than just to say that I've had a Steam Deck for all these months and I've been enjoying it. But I still love my Switch because, I can't get rid of it. I love it. These Joy-Cons are amazing. I have all my games. I have them on here. Like, let's see. I have my groups. Like, I got my Xenoblade games, and I cannot be without my Xenoblade. I love Xenoblade. It's an amazing game series. My favorite JRPG series. It's just wonderful. And also, it's home to the best version of Devil May Cry 3 I've ever played. Like, they have freestyle mode. It turns Devil May Cry 3 into a modern Devil May Cry game. It's going to be awesome. Like, we don't even need a Devil May Cry 3 remake. Just port this version to other systems, please. Oh, man. I've rambled on long enough about these two bricks. One I've been spending more time with, the other has just been on hibernation, but you know, I'm getting the urge to play Xenoblade again, so I'm probably gonna pick up my Switch for a while. We'll see. I do gotta get back to drawing soon. It's the weekend. People tell me, oh, take a break, Jay. Well, I guess I deserve a break, don't I? Um, I guess I'll see you guys when I make another random ass video like this. I'll probably do more. I don't know what else I'll talk about. Maybe I'll talk about my toys I have underneath here. Got them protected in these baggies. My Mataro. There's my hairbrush, my She-Hulk hands, my Batman Mafex cape. Yeah. Go Steam Deck. Go Switch. I love video games, man.